Hey everybody, how's it going? We are here with a timeless reading. The first card that we have out is Seven of Pentacles. Alright, the second card we have out is Queen of Swords. So what this means is that there's something that you have going on right now, and there's something that basically it's like this. You have a garden and you're planting in the garden, and you're watching over what it is that you have planting in the garden, and this is you being very mindful of what enters and what leaves. So this is sort of like your security guard that's up here. This is you. So this is you, this is you. You're over here protecting something that you have going on here, and this means that you're really using your discernment to make sure that whatever it is that's presenting itself to you is not going to impact this in a way that you don't want it to, okay? So that means like all the time I'm thinking back, how is this going to impact this thing that I have growing in the garden? All the time. I am seeing Six of Wands, so I feel like something is going very, very well for you right now, and the way that you're like guarding this or protecting this is also going very well too. It's just you being focused and knowing that something feels important to you, and you being in a space where that's something that you're paying mind to. Yeah, see, I feel like that we started off using a very good example here. So you're over here, you have this thing that's growing, okay? And also too, the thing with this growing is that you don't really get to necessarily determine the pace of this. You sort of just have to protect it, because the manifestation is going to take the time that it's going to take. The investment is going to take the time that it's going to take in order to come to fruition the way that you want it to. Now look, here's the Knight of Wands coming through and trying to like cross the threshold over here, and this is you being like, no, you can't play in there. So I'm seeing this as being this part of yourself that may want to do something that would be like, with the Knight of Wands, it can be anything that we feel like in a moment we want to do. It can be very snap judgment. It can be an impulsive move that we want to make. And although the Knight of Wands is good in certain circumstances, it's not right now for this. Meaning, like, it's not going to benefit what it is that you have going on. So if this is somebody coming through, let's say it like this. Let's just use an example. Let's say that you're trying to save money right now, okay? So you're investing, you're saving money, you're putting it away, wherever it is that you're putting it away, burying it in your yard, whatever it is that you do with it. This is you sort of setting boundaries with yourself to make sure that you're not going on any unnecessary shopping sprees. This can be the part of you that's like, yeah, but, you know, you could really use a new outfit today. You know, like maybe we can buy 20 different desserts when we go to the cafe. You know, it's like that part of you that wants to have fun, which there's a time and a place for it. But when it comes to this thing that you're investing, it may not be, you don't want to switch into this mode. So I'm seeing this as you having to set boundaries with yourself to be like, hey, let's work together. We're like trying to manifest this thing. So there's not this like rogue part of yourself that's going to negatively impact what it is that you have going on here. Also, some of you, this can be like you're experiencing this by somebody outside of you coming through and being like, hey, let's go on a shopping spree together, and you have to be like, no, I can't do that, or like set boundaries with them, or just like communicate what it is, because you're like, I'm saving right now, so I can't. So you may have somebody coming through that like wants to have fun with you, and like their intention is to have a good time, but you're setting boundaries, and you're like, I can't, that's going to basically undo what it is that I have going on over here. So that's what I'm seeing is happening currently. Yeah. Balance. This also means too that like you can't never spend when you want to spend. Again, this is just an example, right? This can be lots of different things, okay? this doesn't mean that you can't spend when you want to spend. It just means like not doing it all the time and impulsively, and being sort of like tactful, I suppose, mindful with the way that you're doing it. So it's like, okay, like I can't buy 20 desserts like every day this week, but maybe I'll just pick one day to do it, you know? Whatever it is that you want to do. Like I can't buy an outfit every day this week, but maybe I'll just do it once. Whatever it is that you want to do. So you can still have that thing that feels fun to you. And so you let that part of yourself play, because this is about integrating. It's not about like completely pushing away these parts of yourself. It's about getting all of them to work together on a team, so all of them feel like they're being heard, because these are energies within you that like they want something to do, and they want to be able to express themselves, and they want to be able to manifest. And so this is giving them like conductive ways for them to show up and sublimate if needed. Yeah. But it's all really just a game of balance here, having justice. Because when justice comes out, it's on the bottom of the deck in this sort of context. I see it sort of like temperance. I think also too that this isn't the first time that you've been in this position before. There have been other times when you've been in this position where there's something that you care about, that you have going on within your life, and you need to protect it. When I say protect, I mean like really ultimately with you and yourself, because there can be these parts of yourself that sort of undo what it is that you have going on because of like not setting boundaries with yourself. So even though like yes, other people can be involved, it's ultimately about your relationship with yourself, because if you're totally working with yourself as a team, nobody else can get through that barrier. So it always is going to start at home. It's always starting with you, okay? So even though other people can be here, yes, for some of you, I'm seeing another person be involved, even like archetypally speaking. What I'm seeing is that in the past you've been in this position before where you had something going on and you needed to set boundaries or like advocate for yourself, say, hey, this is what's happening, like I can't do it like that with you, or we can't go in that direction, or that it's like not the time for me right now. And what I'm seeing in the past is that you may have like thrown all of that out the window, and then this thing that you had going on that you felt very happy about, that ended up like being destructive to what it was that you had going on. 10 of Cups, 3 of Swords here. So it's like because of behaving in a way that was like impulsive, or maybe just thinking about the moment, or like giving in and not thinking about how that's going to affect you long term, it took something that would have been a happy thing, or even immediately was like, okay, like this makes me happy in a moment, it's important, but then long term feeling like it created distress in some way or some pain in some way. And I feel like it's because it impacted something that you were trying to like get off the ground, or trying to invest in, or trying to accomplish, something like that here. But I am seeing the 6 of Wands, or I'm seeing the 6 of Swords, and so I do feel like you are like moving past that. I want to just get a clarifier and see about this 3 of Swords, see if we can get like more insight. Yeah, you felt like, what I'm seeing is that you felt like there was like potential and there was opportunity, and that doing something in a moment that wasn't really concerned with your long term ended up basically like flushing that down the drain. So that's what I'm seeing happened. I'm seeing this definitely be a sign that you've like made progress as the magician. So this is just you really being in charge of your life and the things that you have going on and making things happen that are important to you that you want to accomplish. Yeah, just like manifesting things within your life and learning how to work that process as well, like how to get from A to B. As far as like I have this idea, I have this thought, I have this dream, I have this hope, I have this desire. How am I going to like actually make that happen? How am I going to make that materialize? So I'm seeing that like you have really been investing in this thing, and I feel like it's sort of giving you what it is that you need in order to create what it is that you want. This feels like it's something that, like, even though you're working on it right now, I'm getting confirmation of this. Even though you're working on it right now, I'm seeing that this thing that you're investing in, it feels like a more long-term thing. So this is something that, like, it's not immediate investment, immediate results. Like, you may see, like, gradual results of this, but I'm seeing you're going to see, like, the big thing, like, a little bit further down the line. You're not going to see it immediately. Some of you, this is about manifesting connection within your life. You could have also been waiting for this opportunity. Having you be in this position of the magician, it shows you being like prepared and ready for something, but the magician may wait and be like, okay, I'm packed and ready to go, but I just need like the actual portal to open, and I'm seeing that sort of opening here in front of you. Seeing the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. This is something that you would hope to be like a lasting thing. Like a long-term thing. But I am seeing you spend time sussing this out, definitely. Like rather than going for it without actually taking a look at it, I'm seeing you really, judgment. I'm seeing you really take a look at this and be like, what actually is this that's being presented to me? What type of opportunity actually is this? Instead of just grabbing hold of something because it's like being presented to you, it's you, again, just taking a look at this and being like, what's actually in front of me? And if I water that, what will it turn into? Whereas before, maybe you just like weren't looking at that, you weren't in that mind frame. But I'm just seeing you be in a different spot, because what I'm getting really matters to you right now is like this long-term happiness and like fulfillment and just wanting to like really be feeling that like internal peace. And so knowing that if you're going to water something, sort of looking at it and being like, is that going to support that, or is that going to take away from that, this sort of like end result or end goal, or like what I'm trying to accomplish or where I'm hoping to get to. So it is spending time looking into that. There can also be a question too of like your intention here. Like if something is presented to you, obviously as the magician, you get to sort of put your own like originality into it. Like you get to steer the direction that it's going in, because the magician is about intention. So when this opportunity is presented to you, like what is your intention really here? And like, is this an opportunity that can match that and make something possible that you're trying to make happen here? I'm seeing somebody with a sweatband on here. Yeah, I feel like this is very straightforward. So you have the Magician, something that you're manifesting. Ace of Cups is an opportunity being presented to you that you can grab onto if you want to. Judgment is you actually looking into this and being like, yes, an opportunity is being presented to me. Yes, this is like a new beginning. It's a portal opening. It's a door, whatever you want to call it. Do I want to, when I look at this specific particular thing that's in front of me, do I want to take that? Like, again, is this something that I want to water? And is this going to take me in the direction that I'm trying to go in? Also, would I feel excited to go in this direction? Would I feel happy to move this way? I think that you're also finding out more and more like what's motivating you, which could have been, there could have been some subconscious motivators that you are like finding out about that are sort of revealing themselves to you as you're getting further into this process. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, it's just having Judgment here and then having Page of Wands. It's like, if I go down that road, is it going to lead me to where I'm going to go? The Page of Wands over here is looking at the Ten of Pentacles, so this does feel like something very substantial that you would be moving towards. Ten of Pentacles also alludes to something being long-lasting and stable and something of worth and value to you. Something where it's like, yeah, if I go down this road, the prize really is going to be somewhere along that path. So that's what I'm seeing with this. But it's about you being in an analytical space where you're actually finding out if that really is so. Because we know what you want here. And so that's becoming more clear. Now you just have to sort of check back with yourself and be like, is this like the right opportunity to take to do all of that? Because I'm seeing like everything is here except for the only thing that we're unsure of is like whether or not this opportunity is the one to be able to make all of this happen. So that, it seems like, is what's being sort of reflected upon right now. Yeah, I keep seeing the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. Some of you guys may be dealing with an Aries. You could be an Aries. You could have Aries placements. You could be dealing with somebody with Aries placements. But more, and all of us have Aries in our chart. More than anything, what this is feeling like to me is you trying to determine like whether or not something is going to be like a long-standing investment of yours and if it's going to be worth it, because we start over here with the Seven of Pentacles, which is like, okay, I'm intending to invest in something potentially, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is like, the thing that I'm investing in now, I hope that it turns into the Ten of Pentacles. That's like when things come to fruition, and also when they're not going to be yanked away, where we've like properly gotten to where we were trying to go and it stabilizes. So it's like you don't keep having to reach for it anymore, like it's there. And then I'm seeing Two of Swords come out after this. So it feels like needing to make the decision about like whether or not this is really going to be that thing for you. So as I said before, I'm just getting that like right now you're in a very analytical portion of this cycle right now, and there are these two parts of you. There's the one that's like very grounded and being like just reviewing the facts of like what's right in front of me, and that's what I'm judging this off of. And then there's this other part of you that may want to sort of rush ahead, but like you have to sort of like pull yourself back a little bit is what I'm seeing here, just to make sure that you just have to get these two parts of yourself to be working together to make sure that everybody's on the same page here. And for those of you that you're like, I don't really feel like I'm battling that within me, you can be seeing this reflected with like you and somebody else. So you may be like trying to go at a particular pace and you have somebody else being like, let's go faster. Let's make this ride go a little bit faster. And you're like, I don't think that we should go that fast. I think I still need to feel it out right now. Like, it's too soon to be going that fast. Like, that sort of thing. So that's what I'm seeing. And also, too, having the Emperor on the bottom of the deck, I do feel very much like there is a concern, meaning like a focus on, like, I'm really making worthwhile investments. And right now, what a worthwhile investment is to me is something that's going to be in my life long term. That's what the Emperor is about. If the Emperor wasn't here, it could be like, maybe you want something short term, and that can like be what you need it to be, right? Because we have different needs, we have different wants, we have different goals. Sometimes we want something more short term. I'm seeing this be a long term thing. So that's also why this is like a bit more of a complicated process, and why more goes into it, more analysis it really feels like, more like thinking and sort of prodding and poking around and understanding things and flipping them over to really like get a good look at it. And then I feel like the part of you that wants to just like run free is going to be able to, but there are certain things still that need to be determined. But I'm getting like once those things are, the pace is really gonna pick up, okay? Yeah, and I'm seeing Mercury and I'm seeing Pluto here, and what this can mean, like Mercury is the brain, right, and how we're thinking about things. Pluto is about taking that apart, and it's about like the changes and the transformations that we go through as well. So there may be something like on a mental level that's really like changing and transforming for you. Even like just the way that you manifest certain things can be changing. You can be doing this process very different than you've ever like done a process before. And I feel like it's specifically about this part of yourself that sort of like runs ahead of everybody else sometimes, meaning runs ahead of the other pieces of you that are still sort of looking over the land, and then maybe gets itself in trouble or like has things crumbling down. Not like on purpose, like it's just sort of I see the Knight of Wands as somebody that's like just like very excited and has a lot of pep and feels very enthusiastic, but sometimes can miss the details or like miss a red flag or like don't go in that direction, you know, and then find itself like in a hole somewhere waiting for the other parts of you to come rescue it, you know? So it's about sort of trying to get everyone to move along at the same pace, and that's really what's going to work here, especially as you're in a very important time where a lot of things are being like determined and decided upon currently. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.